How money stories shape your financial habits. What if I told you that the biggest thing holding you back from building your wealth isn't your salary, your spending, or even the stock market? What if it's something you can't see, something you've been carrying with you your entire life? It's a hidden script, a story about money that has been written in your mind long before you ever earned your first dollar. This story quietly guides every financial choice you make, from the coffee you bought this morning to the retirement you're either saving for or pushing off. It's an invisible force behind your financial habits, and for so many of us, it's the story that's been sabotaging our success without us even knowing it. But what if you could find that story? And more importantly, what if you could rewrite the ending? Stay with me, because today we're not just talking about budgets and spreadsheets. We're going to get to the root of it. We're going to uncover your personal money stories, figure out where it came from, and I'll walk you through a clear, actionable way to rewrite it for good, paving the way for real financial freedom. The financial Groundhog Day. See if this sounds familiar. You set a budget, full of hope. This month, you tell yourself, it's going to be different. You'll track every dollar, you'll cook at home, you'll finally build up that emergency fund. The first week goes great. You feel like you're in control, empowered. Then a stressful day hits. A small unplanned expense pops up, and just like that, the whole system collapses. You're back to swiping your card with that same old mix of guilt and resignation, telling yourself, okay, I'll try again next month. Or maybe it's the opposite. Maybe you're a frantic saver, so frantic in fact that you can't bring yourself to spend money on anything that actually brings you joy. You hoard every dollar, terrified that one wrong move will leave you with nothing. For you, money isn't a tool for a better life. It's a source of constant anxiety, a dragon that you have to guard 24/7. These patterns, the chronic overspending, the crippling financial anxiety, the feeling stuck, feeling like you're always one step behind, are incredibly common. In fact, a 2024 survey found that 84% of Americans experience financial stress. Another recent report revealed that for 47% of adults, money has a negative impact on their mental health, causing anxiety and stress. For many, this stress isn't about the numbers in the bank account, it's affecting their sleep, their health, and their relationships. You've probably tried to fix it. You've downloaded the apps, read all the books, you've watched the gurus on YouTube who make it look so easy, and yet you still feel stuck in a kind of financial Groundhog Day, repeating the same mistakes, feeling the same frustrations, and getting the same results. You might even be starting to believe that there's something wrong with you, that you're just bad with money. But here's the absolute truth. It's not your fault. You're not bad with money. You're not lazy or undisciplined. You are simply running on a program, a pre-written script that is operating in the background of your mind. You've been trying to change the symptoms, your habits, without ever addressing the root cause. And that root cause, that invisible force, is your money story. It's a collection of beliefs and feelings about money you've absorbed throughout your life. It's the director of your financial life. And until you meet that director, you'll always feel like an actor just reading someone else's lines. Where your money stories come from. So, what exactly is a money story or a money script? Think of it as your subconscious financial blueprint. It's the narratives you hold about what money is, what it is for, and what it says about you. And the most fascinating and sometimes unsettling part is that this script was largely written when you were a kid. Research from Cambridge University suggests our core financial habits are already taking shape by the age of 7. 7. An age where most of us are way more concerned about cartoons and playgrounds than with compound interest. These stories are absorbed, not taught. They come from watching our parents. Was money a source of constant whispering arguments? Or was it discussed openly and calmly? Did your family have a mindset of abundance where there was always enough? Or one of scarcity where every dollar felt like a struggle? Maybe your parents were incredible savers but never seemed to enjoy their wealth, which taught you that money is for hoarding, not for living. Or maybe they spent lavishly to keep up appearances, teaching you that what you own is who you are. These experiences and the emotions tied to them form the foundation of your financial psychology. These early lessons harden into powerful, often unconscious beliefs. Financial psychologist Dr. Brad Const have actually categorized these stories into 4 common types of money scripts. First, there's money avoidance. People with the script believe that money is bad, that rich people are greedy, and that they simply don't deserve money. They might unconsciously sabotage their own success, purposefully under-earn, and avoid looking at bank statements because it just feels scary or wrong. Second is money worship. This is the belief that more money will fix everything. It's the idea that happiness is just one more purchase or just one more raise away. This often leads to workaholism, overspending, and a never-ending chase for a more that never actually satisfies. Third, we have money status. For these folks, self-worth is tied directly to their net worth. They believe owning impressive things is the main sign of success, which can lead them to live beyond their means and rack up a lot of debt to maintain a certain image. And finally, there's money vigilance. This script is all about deep-seated anxiety around money. These are the hyper savers, the people who are extremely frugal and watchful. While this can lead to financial security, it can also show up as an inability to enjoy the money they have, a constant fear of disaster, and a hesitation to take healthy financial risks, like investing. Do any of these sound a little too familiar? Most of us have a dominant script, or maybe a mix of a couple, that run our financial lives on autopilot. These inherent patterns are so powerful because they feel like they're true. If you grew up hearing money doesn't grow on trees, you might have a scarcity mindset that makes you terrified to invest. If you saw your parents use retail therapy to cope with a bad day, you might unconsciously do the same. These aren't logical choices, they're emotional. They're deeply ingrained reactions. This is why traditional budgeting often fails. A budget is a logical tool, but it's fighting against a lifetime of emotional conditioning. It's like trying to install new software on a computer that's running an old, incompatible operating system. It just won't work. The problem isn't the new software, it's the old operating system. And let me be clear again, figuring out your money script isn't about blaming your parents or your past. They were likely just running their own unexamined money stories passed down through generations. This is about awareness, not blame. It's about understanding that you are not doomed to repeat the story. You can't change the past, but you absolutely have the power to reprogram your present. It wasn't your fault that the script was written for you, but it is your responsibility to pick up the pen and become the author of your own financial future. How to rewrite your story. So, how do we actually do this? How do we go from being stuck, being the background character in our financial story, to the author? It's a process of intentional discovery and deliberate action. It's not a quick fix, but it is a permanent one. We're going to walk through a 5-step framework to uncover, challenge, and rewrite your money story. Step 1, uncover your current story. You can't change a story you don't know. The first step is to bring your subconscious beliefs out into the open. The best way to do this is with a journal. Set aside some time and just let yourself write without filters. Start with your earliest memories. What's the very first thing you remember about money? Getting an allowance? Watching your parents pay bills? A birthday check from your grandparents? How did it make you feel? Then, think about your upbringing. What did your parents or caregivers actually say about money? What were their direct messages? Things like, we can't afford that, or money is the root of all evil, or you have to work hard for every single penny. Next, what did they do? How did they behave with money? Were they spenders or savers? Did they argue about it? Did they seem stressed or relaxed? Kids often learn more from what's modeled than from what's said. Finally, reflect on your own feelings and behaviors today. How do you feel when you have to make a big purchase? What emotions pop up when you think about saving or investing? After you've journaled, try to boil it down. Summarize your current money stories into a single, powerful sentence. It should feel true to you. It might be something like, no matter how much I earn, I always struggle. Or, I'm just not the kind of person who builds wealth. Or maybe, money has to be saved for a disaster that's always right around the corner. Be honest and notice if these stories have absolute words like always or never. These often point to deep limiting beliefs. Writing this down is a huge step. It takes the script out of your head and makes it something that you can look at instead of something that you are. Step 2, challenge the narrative. Now that you have your story written down, it's time to put it on trial. Stories feel true, but that doesn't make them fact. Your mission here is to become a gentle but firm detective and question your own script. Look at your one sentence summary. Let's say it's, I'm not good with money. Ask yourself, is this 100% true with zero exceptions? Can you think of even one time that you made a smart money decision? Maybe you saved up for something you really wanted. Maybe you negotiated a discount or paid a bill on time. Find any piece of evidence, no matter how small, that contradicts your story. This isn't about pretending your struggles aren't real. It's about breaking the all or nothing thinking that's keeping you trapped. The goal is to poke holes in it and create cracks in the foundation of that old belief. Then ask yourself another powerful question. Where did this story even come from? Did I decide that this was true, or is it an echo of my past? Realizing your money story is just a hand-me-down belief rather than an object fact about you is incredibly freeing. It separates your identity from your belief. You are not your story. You are the one observing it. Step 3, write your new story. This is where the real change happens. It's time to write your new story, one that actually empowers you and lines up with the life you want to live. Take your old, limiting one-sentence story and write a new empowering one to replace it. This new story should be positive in the present tense and about you. For example, old story, I'm bad with money. New story, I'm capable and I'm learning to manage my money wisely and build a life I love. Old story, money is always the source of struggle and stress. New story, money is a tool I use to create security, joy, and freedom. Old story, you can't be wealthy and also be a good person. New story, I can build wealth ethically and use it to make a positive impact on the world. Write this new story down. Put it on a sticky note on your bathroom mirror. Make it the wallpaper on your phone. Say it to yourself every single day. This isn't fluffy positive thinking. You are actively carving new pathways in your brain. You're giving your mind a new destination to navigate towards. At first, it might feel like you're lying to yourself. That's totally normal. The old story has had a decade-long head start. But with consistency, the new story will start to feel more and more real until one day it becomes your new default. Step 4, take small, aligned actions. A new story is pretty useless without new actions to back it up. Beliefs don't change by thoughts alone. They change with proof. Your job now is to start collecting evidence that proves your new story is true. The key is to start small. So small, you literally can't fail. If your new story is, I'm a person who saves for my future, don't try to save half of your income overnight. Start by setting up an automatic transfer of just $5 a week into your savings account. That's it. When the transfer goes through, consistently tell yourself, I'm acting in line with my new story. I am a saver. And celebrate that tiny win. If your new story is, I'm in control of my spending, don't cut up all your credit cards. Just track your spending for a week or pick one category like coffee and make a conscious plan for it. Each small action is a vote for your new identity. It's a piece of evidence you show your brain, saying, see, this is who I am now. These small, consistent actions build momentum and create powerful feedback loops that make your new story stronger. Step 5, keep reflecting and adjusting. Rewriting your money story isn't a once and done event. It's a lifelong practice. Life is going to throw you curveballs, and you'll have days where you slip back into old patterns. That's not failure, that's just part of the process. Schedule regular check ins with yourself, maybe once a month. Reread your journal, look at your progress. How is your new story feeling? Where are you still getting tripped up? This isn't about judging yourself, it's about being a kind observer of your own journey. Forgive yourself for past mistakes. They were just a product of your old story. And finally, find support. This journey can be tough to do all by yourself. Share your goals with a trusted friend or your partner or even a financial professional. Being part of a community that gets it can make all the difference, helping you stay accountable and reminding you that you're not alone. By staying engaged with the process, you make sure your money story grows with you, always serving your highest goal and deepest values. This process of rewriting your money story is the most important financial work you can possibly do. If anything we've talked about today hits home, I really encourage you to take the first step. Grab a notepad and just start exploring your own stories. I'd love to hear from you. In the comments below, share one money belief you inherited, good or bad. When you share, we can all see just how common these scripts are and feel a little less alone on this journey. If you want to keep transforming your relationship with money from the inside out, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. We're building a community here that's dedicated to creating not just wealth, but true financial well-being. For years, you may have felt like you were fighting a losing battle with your finances, stuck in a cycle you couldn't seem to break. You tried to change your habits, only to be pulled back into an invisible current. Today, you know what that current is. It's your money story. It's a story that's been written for you, but it's not who you are. You now have the tools, not just to read the old story, but to become its editor. By finding your script, challenging its power, and writing a new narrative backed by new actions, you can fundamentally change your financial destiny. You can move from a place of anxiety and frustration to one of confidence, freedom, and peace. This is your story to write. The pen has been in your hands all along. The only question is left is, what will your new story be? If you're new to my channel or returning for some fresh insights, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Until next time, I'm Christine. Thank you for committing to a life of freedom, choice, and abundance through financial literacy.